If you find yourself in a creative block, in a state where you're starting to get in a little bit of a rut and you've completely stepped away, a little bit creative constipation, I'm here to help you. We're getting out of this together. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I want to get into the conversation of staying with a creative flow while you're having changes in your life, while you're having a little bit of a creative block. I had taken 5 months off from creating, and I will never be doing that again. Now, to be fair, I had a lot going on. I wasn't happy with my work. I wanted to move out of home so desperately, and I just felt like nothing was changing in my life. And I got to a point where enough was enough. Enough was enough. Like, I need to take the necessary steps now to make change. And so during that 5 months, I had quit my job. I was on the hunt for a rental. Couldn't find anything. Completely disheartened and honestly in a little bit of a depressive state, would you call it? I don't know. It wasn't good. But in that time, I had stopped completely creating. And honestly, it was not healthy, because the longer I took off from my art, the harder it got to get back in. And I'm not saying that you should always be on, you should always be making stuff. It's just not how the world works, baby. There's going to be contractions, compressions, whatever you want to call it. There's going to be times when you're doing it, and then you need a break. But to take 5 months off of what was literally supplying life to me it's not healthy, and it really is something I will try to avoid doing in the future. If you find yourself in a creative block, in a state where you're starting to get in a little bit of a rut and you've completely stepped away, a little bit creative constipation, I'm here to help you. We're getting out of this together. Okay, whether you are also going through a big change in your life and you are also hating your job, wanting to leave, wanting to focus on your business, your brand, or you're wanting to change jobs, or you wanted to move out, or you're leaving an unhealthy relationship, whatever it is, whatever the case is, do not let your art, do not let your creativity be affected by it, because essentially when you are in your creative flow, no matter what you're creating, it's really you like directly connected to source. It is a communication channel that can't be explained any other way but through your art, through your creation. And it's important that you keep that vessel open, you keep that channel open. For me, the 5 months off wasn't a planned break. I was actually doing pretty good with my crocheting, with my crochet business, where I was starting to collaborate with artists that I really have always wanted to work with. And I had sent my last piece, and it was time for me to work with a new artist that I had on board. And for some reason, probably because I was going through a lot personally, I just, instead of getting really excited and inspired, which I still was, I felt this immense, what would I even call it? Immense feeling of overwhelm and doubt. I started, imposter syndrome swallowed me up. It swallowed me whole. I couldn't see that coming from anywhere. I think because my vibration was a little bit in a turbulent space that I allowed that to really bring me down. And from there, it was literally like a domino effect. I started to compare myself like crazy on social media. I was seeing other artists, other designers, and what they were doing and how much volume they were pumping out, and comparing it to me. And I was like, little old me thinks she's good at what she does. This is the voice in my head. She thinks she knows her shit, but you don't. So just maybe don't. Maybe step away. You're kidding yourself. And that voice started to get a lot bigger, a lot stronger, to the point where I no longer could identify it as my ego. My ego became embodied. It became my main voice. I used to be able to identify the two. Like, that's not really me. That is Shills over there. And instead of confronting that voice, I just completely avoided my art. And the longer that I sat in that place, the louder my anxiety got. I was just not creating, not allowing that energy within me to be transmuted. And so, yeah, it was not good. So if you are going through a change in your life, whatever the case is, that is when you need your art the most. That is where we need you. We need your art the most. Let whatever's happening be put into your art and put it out there. Do not drop the one thing that connects you to yourself just because everything else is uncertain. It will help you to get to where you're going. So for me, how I got back, well, it did help that I moved and I did quit my job. I went through that transition. But really, a morning routine for me, a morning and a night routine, but the night one I am still a little bit working on. But a morning routine is crucial, critical to your creative adventures. I'm sure you've heard all the morning routines in the world, so I'm not going to completely break it down, but no phones in the morning, no going on social media, no responding to texts, no phones. Your phone, chuck it away. All right, donate it for an hour, and then you can spend that time that you would usually waste on your phone scrolling, having every little emotion come up, laughing, sad, jealousy, comparison, this, that, the third. Put that energy into meditating. Focus on your breathing. And if you can't, for the life of you, meditate, then go for a walk. Go for a walk, go to the gym, join a class, get some sun, do something active. Get your body moving. I highly suggest journaling in the morning. Now, I have attempted, keyword is attempt, reading The Artist's Way. I'm going to get around to finishing it. It's almost like this book is kind of like a course. It's like an art course. You've got to be dedicated. Actually really good, but I will eventually get around to finishing it. But this, one of the key activities in this book is to journal every morning, 3 pages. I personally think if you're someone that doesn't journal, 3 pages is probably excessive to start with. I would just make it a goal just to journal. Even if it's a paragraph, just write down whatever's on your mind. You don't have to have prompts. You can just write and it can be, you could have no thoughts in the morning. You could have nothing. Write down, literally, I have nothing to think about. Just get into the habit of journaling, because journaling, it will make you so enlightened into what is going on here. Like, you're literally looking at this from a completely different perspective, like you are stepping out of your body. That's what journaling does for me. And your creative juices are going to be juicing all over the place. They're going to be running free. And while we're on the topic of books, this book here by Amy McNee, Run, do not walk. If you are an artist, a creator, you need to read this book. Like, this girl has single-handedly shaped how I approach my art. And I still take on all the points she puts in this book every single day. I could not suggest this book anymore. Something you need to realize when you are comparing yourself to others is they are using what's given to them. They are just connected to their version of source. And they're doing it at a high level. They're doing it at a consistent level. You comparing yourself to someone that's doing it consistently is silliness. It's just being silly. Everyone's got to start somewhere. They too started somewhere. They too were shit at whatever they were doing. And look, they probably have shitty moments too, just like you. Did that stop them? No. Did whoever was doing it before them stop them from doing it? No. So why is that? Why is that a thing for you? I'm going to need you to get back into your lane, okay? And create art that is directly given to you. You can be inspired by things, but do not copy people. People know when you are not being authentically you. It's an energetic exchange. You've got to be true to your art, and people are gonna judge you. People are going to have not good opinions about you. And they're gonna have good opinions as well, of course, good and bad, duality. But that just comes with life. Regardless if you are creating or not, people are going to be judging you. So make sure you choose a path where you get to expand and live absolutely amazingly. Let them judge you in that state rather than judging you for being a shitty state, okay? Because they're going to have opinions about you. So forget about what people are thinking. Last thing I would say is just be proud of what you make. Even if it's a little bit rough and it's not perfection. Perfectionist, that's a whole nother conversation. But just be proud of what you make, and don't be afraid to just put it into the universe and let go of it. You can be proud, you can have the expectation of it doing well, but don't let it bring you down. Don't let it affect you if it doesn't perform. I have had so many, pretty much everything I've put out where I'm like, this is the one. People are going to froth this because I froth it. I think it's epic. There's going to be so many of those times, and it's crickets. It's your sisters like the post, and then you've lost 3 followers along the way. There's going to be a lot of those situations. Expect nothing. Literally. Don't have any expectations. Just be proud of what you make, and don't be afraid to put it out there, even if it's a little rough. So I've been doing crochet for about 2 years now. And this year I really do plan on taking it into sales, into a business format. But I've been mostly learning the craft, I would say, for the last 2 years. And bottom line is you got to do your art, your creativity, whatever form you do, because you love it, not because you are looking for validation or looking for approval from people or getting your likes up. That is not the reason to be doing your art. To be doing it because you love it, because it is an outlet for you. It is a way you connect with source. And if you love it, even if it's bad, even if it's just like cringe a little bit and you don't want to put it out there, you don't, keep in mind, you don't need to post and put up everything that you create. But I'm just saying, don't let any life changes stop you from creating, because it will induce anxiety and even a little bit of depression too. It's really healthy to be connected to your art, to be creating, and do the very basics of what you do. So if you find that you're in a little bit of a rut and you just like the idea of picking up your guitar, the idea of picking up a paintbrush just fully cripples you for some reason, maybe just try something different that you don't usually do. Do one of those coloring books where you go to Kmart and you pick up one of those kid coloring books and just do something that allows you to express. It doesn't necessarily need to be your main form of art. And trust me, that will lead you back to where you need to be. For me, during that time of transition, although I wasn't doing any crochet at all, I was painting. I was in my paint era, and I've discovered that I love to paint. I love to paint. I find that it is hitting a whimsical version of me that, again, I didn't know that version of me existed. I didn't know what I like to paint, and every day looks different when I paint. But explore different types of avenues. Maybe it's cooking, maybe it's, you know what I saw actually recently on my TikTok? This girl, I don't know if she prints photos or I think she draws. She draws portraits of people, and then she uses actual makeup, like Mecca makeup or an eyeshadow, and she'll like paint on that portrait with makeup. I thought that was so cool. Like, you can just do like really strange different things to get back to the creative version of you, to get back into that flow. You will get back there. And even just you watching this video, you're already there. You've tapped back into it, and you just need that little push, My challenge to you is to pick something creative, anything, and do it for 10 minutes. 10 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. Put a timer on. Actually, do it for 5 minutes. Just do it for 5 minutes. Put a timer on and do it for 5 minutes. That's all. That's all I ask. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you end up doing. Make sure to find me on socials. I've got my personal Instagram and also my crochet, my business, Nero by Kat. And yeah, show some love. Thank you for watching. Mwah.